Hello, Stampers. Welcome to Tip and Technique Tuesday. Today, I want to show you how to make this really cute pop-up card. And my tip today is to show you how simple it is to trade out images from the Designer Series paper with stamped images. So what I mean by that is this is the card, this is the sample card that I made. And on the front of it, this piece here is actually cut directly from a piece of Designer Series paper. Okay, so let me go see if I can pull it out here. So this paper is from the How Sweet It Is Designer Series paper pack, and I just love it. I use it a lot, and I think a lot of that is because I love the colors, I love the designs, and there's just super cute things to do with it. So the piece that I am working with mainly today is this piece right here. Okay, that's the green piece that has all the candy dishes in it. Okay, and I'm going to show you in this pop-up card how to use the images in the paper. So this right here, this piece right here on the very front is actually one of these, okay, from the paper. Then if you open up the card, okay, you will see the little popped up images, okay, that are also from the paper, okay. Now I actually got this idea. I did a card in a video earlier this month, which was this one right here, where I did the pop-up gorillas. Okay, then one of my team members took the idea and ran with it, and she actually is the one that did this with the candy thing, the candy dishes. And I thought it was super cute. So I thought, okay, I'm going to show you guys how to make this because I think it's so adorable, and just show you the versatility of our Designer Series paper. Okay, so I know a lot of you do not like to fussy cut, and with this in our Designer Series paper, you don't have to, okay? Stampin' Up! Has made this so easy for us. So with the How Sweet It Is paper, Stampin' Up! Has come up with the Sweetest Thing photopolymer stamp set, which has all the images that are in the paper. They also have the Jar of Sweets framelits, okay? So these framelits will not only cut out images that you have stamped using the stamp set, but they also are perfectly sized to cut out the images from the Designer Series paper. So to me, that is a huge wow, only because now I love to fussy cut, but so many of my customers and my friends, my team members do not like to. So I think that the fact that Stampin' Up! Has done this for us is absolutely amazing. So let me just pull one of these framelits out and line it up here with the image to show you that it fits it perfectly. Okay, so that is exactly what I used when I made this sample card. Okay, I just used the Designer Series paper, I used my framelits and cut my pieces out, and then I came up with this really sweet card here. So what I want to do now is I want to go through and show you guys how to make this card if you don't want to use the Designer Series paper, but you want to continue making this card and use the stamp set, or let's say, you know, you buy the whole suite of products and later down the road, the Designer Series paper, unfortunately, is going to run out. Then I'm going to show you how to create the same thing and how easy it is using the stamp set and the framelits. All right, so are you ready to get started? Let's do it. So for this particular card, we're going to start off with a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock. And this piece is going to measure 8.5 by 5.5. Okay, you're simply going to fold that in half. Use your bone folder to make sure your fold is nice and crisp, and that is the basis for your card. Okay. Now you're also going to need a piece of Whisper White paper that is the regular Whisper White paper. And this one is going to measure 8.25 by 5.25. So it's just a 1/4 inch smaller on both of the ends. Okay, you're going to fold that in half, and now it's time for the measurements. Now I know I gave you all of these when I did my gorilla card, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time with this. I'm just going to give you my rough measurements. The first thing I did is I came in and I drew a line that was exactly a 1/2 inch from the fold. This tells me how far in I need to cut. Okay. Then I went through and I marked a mark at the 1 1/8, the 2 1/2, and the 3 7/8. Then for the next ones, I just did 1/4 of an inch in. So from the 1 1/8, I added 1/4 of an inch, 2 1/2, added 1/4 of an inch, 3 7/8, added 1/4 of an inch. And now I know I'm just going to go along here and cut right up to that line that I drew 1/2 inch in from the fold. Okay, just like that. Then I want to go through and I'm going to pop these through because I'm actually going to fold them, crease them going the other way. Okay, so I'm going to crease that one down, and that one down so that they look like that when you open it up. Okay, now we're ready to set it aside. So now I need a piece of just Whisper White scrap paper, and now I'm going to do my stamping. Okay, now I'm going to stamp my images in the Memento Black, and I want to ink it up real good, and I'm going to stamp one of the big ones. Going to stamp, we're going to do 2 of the medium-sized ones. And we're going to do 1 of the thinnerest ones. Okay. Now, as long as I'm stamping my black, I want to go ahead and do the framelit for my words. Okay. And I also think I'm going to go ahead and stamp my candies in black in my jars. Okay. So I'm just going to stamp that one there. What I love about these little candy stamps is that they are made to fit into all 3 of the jar sizes. You may just have to turn it a little bit, but they do all fit inside the jars perfectly, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to run over to my Big Shot with my framelits, and I am just going to cut it all out. So I will be right back. All right, so now all my pieces are nicely cut out, and I brought over my markers because I'm just going to color in the candy pieces. Okay, now you do remember, I hope on the back of your designer series paper, it lists all of the colors that are in the paper. So I just simply looked at the back, it listed the colors for me, and then I pulled out the markers of those particular colors, and now I'm all ready to color my images in so that they will coordinate perfectly with the rest of my project. Okay, so just going to color in a few of these. Now for something like this, I do like the Stampin' Write markers because it's not a big enough area that lines are going to show, and I don't need to do any kind of shadowing or blending or anything like that. So the Stampin' Write markers are perfect for this kind of images to be coloring. Let's see. Looks like there is just enough to do 1 of each color. That was handy, and I see I forgot this one here that needed to be yellow. So then let's color this one in the Coastal Cabana. Oh, and I was wrong. It looks like there is going to be 1 particular color that gets used twice coloring in the image. And as I go through, then I can see all the pieces that I missed. in my coloring. So I missed a green one here. I missed a yellow one here. Missed a pink one here. Colored that one pink and it should have been purple. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, perfect. So there are all of my images. Now I want to stamp the happy birthday in Melon Mambo in the middle of my frame. Which side do I want up? Perfect, just like that. Okay, now I think I am ready to start putting everything together. Okay. So I'm going to pull out my card base again, and I'm going to start with that, okay? Then this little piece that goes inside, it's going to go first. So while it's folded, I'm just going to put adhesive along 3 of the sides. I'm going to slip it right in here in the middle, center it from side to side, and just close that down like that, okay? Then I want to do the same to this side. I'm just going to put my adhesive on the 3 sides and close it down just like that. Okay, now I need some glue dots, and I'm just going to take 3 glue dots and I'm going to put 1 on each of the little pop-up things, okay, just on the front part of it. Just like that. Okay, then what I want to do is I'm going to, make sure you guys can see this, lay this down in front of where I want it to go. Now I need the thin one, and I'm just going to lay it right like that. Okay, when you have them all 3 laid how you want it, then you're just going to close your card, and then they are perfectly positioned where you want them. Okay, now this 4th one is going to go in the front, okay, on the front piece. So let's work on that a little bit. So my top layer here is going to be Melon Mambo, and that is going to measure 5 1/4 by 4. So let's go ahead, put my adhesive on there, and that is ready to go on the front of my card. Okay, now for this little piece, okay, I liked the ribbon on here, okay, so I'm going to use the striped ribbon. Now this is actually Bermuda Bay, but I think it looks fine on here. Sometimes your colors don't have to just match totally perfectly. So I'm going to do that. And of course, when I use ribbon, I'm going to use my tear and tape because I think that does the best job at holding my ribbon down. I am really struggling. I broke my nails. I broke 2 of my nails yesterday, and I broke them clear down to the quick, okay? And they hurt, and I cannot get a hold of anything. It is driving me crazy because I'm so used to having the longer nails that I'm really struggling with trying to grab things, pick things up. I'm just really having a hard time. If you have shorter nails, I'm sure you understand how awful they are and how they feel. They hurt. They're really sore. Okay, and now he is going to go centered right on the front, just like that. Okay, now we're ready for this little dude, and I want him to pop. So I'm going to use some dimensionals. I'm going to put 1 there and 1 there. And there we go. I want to get a little mini dimensional to go down here at the bottom because that's pretty little down there. So we're going to put him on there just like that. Okay, I also want my label to pop. Put a couple dimensionals on the back of that. And it is going to pop right like that. Okay, now of course, if you're going to make things pop, you have to give them a little bling. So I cannot pick it up. Just going to take a couple of rhinestones here, and I'm going to put those on the side pieces right like that. Okay, so there we go. There is the outside of the card. You can compare the two. As you're comparing, hey, leave me a comment. Let me know which one you like the best. The one using the designer paper or the one using the stamped image. So let's go ahead and open up and do the inside a little bit here. One of the stamps in this set, the Sweet Things set, is this Make It a Sweet Celebration, which I think is very cute. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to stamp it in the Melon Mambo. I'm just going to center it on here, just like that. And then I think that's still a little plain. It needs a little something more in the side here. So I'm going to take just a small sliver of the same designer series paper. It is a 1/2 inch strip. I'm going to put some adhesive on it, and I'm going to put it right down here near the bottom. Just because I think sometimes putting some designer series paper inside just kind of spruces it up just a little bit like that. Okay, now I see on my front here, I forgot to do the other part of my ribbon. So when I do ribbon and tie a little knot, I always do 2 pieces. And that's because it saves you ribbon rather than going all the way around. So then I just take a shorter piece and tie it over the top like that. So there you go. There is your completed pop-up card. Here is the front again. And then when you pop it up, this is what it looks like from the inside. So again, this just kind of shows you your tips and tricks here that you can use the stamped images to do this, or you can also cut the same images out of your designer series paper when you have the coordinating framelits and do it that way. So it's a much faster card, but I think they both turned out super cute. So thanks for watching. Please share my video with your friends. Just to kind of get the word out for my business. Help me out a little bit here. And also just so that I know that you're enjoying the videos that I'm making. So thanks for stopping by.